Good morning, all you beautiful people. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I cannot believe we are at Monday, July the 28th. Monday, July the 28th. Oh my goodness. July is almost over. You all, July is almost over. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is the final week of Jesus, Joan, and Journal for the summer series. Thank you for those of you that hung out with me, even if you stopped by for a minute. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for those who may have watched the replay. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the feedback. I do appreciate all of you. And I enjoyed spending the summer with you. And just talking about legacy building for believers. I hope that you got something out of it. I hope that you took something away. I hope that some of the clips that I posted, those 1-minute clips, resonated with you. I'm on a journey myself of leaving a legacy. And so knowing who I am, I want to make sure that I can communicate to you as well. Like, knowledge is not supposed to be hidden or kept to yourself, right? When you have revelation and when you have knowledge and when you have learned some things and know that those things can help others, you share it, right? That's legacy, is literally sharing what you know, right? And so I'm excited for, all the things that I've shared so far for the month of July with Jesus, Joan, and Journal. And on Thursday, it's our final day. I do have a special guest on Thursday with me. And so we'll definitely invite you to join us on Thursday as we close out Jesus, Joan, and Journal for the month of July. And so if you're joining me for the first time, good morning, Louie. If you're joining me for the first time, I'm Joan T. Randall. I am the founder of Victorious You Press, where we help people write and publish their books. And by the way, we have a cohort. We have a group of women that is just dominating the self-publishing space. So if you are interested in joining the next cohort, which starts at the end of September, just drop in the chat cohort and I will put your name on the list of those that already expressed some interest, right? Let me tell you something. Your story is legacy. All those things that you have experienced, your gift, your skills, all of your knowledge, you can leave that as a legacy by putting it in a book. And I want you to take hold of that. All right. I love it, Louie. Thank you. I want you to take hold of that, knowing that your story is the answer to somebody else's questions. It really is. And so I'm looking forward to those. Louie, I got your information. Once we get ready to start the September cohort, I'll let you know. And by the way, Friday is August, y'all. Friday is August, right? We're going into the 8th month before this week is over. So time is not waiting on us, right? And so if we think we can just sit there and wait until time passes by, we're going to be missing out. All right. Anyway, grab your pen, grab your coffee, grab your tea, your water, your journal, and I will be right back after these 44 seconds of my intro. Be right back. And we are back. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Listen, I was supposed to share this to my group as I was waiting for my little intro to play, but I didn't do it. I don't know what I was doing. So let me just go do that now. I want to make sure I share this broadcast to my group just to, to say that I did that. So let me just put Jesus, Joan, and journal. And it is our final week, y'all. Our final week. So, all right, it's over there now. So let me continue this morning. So we did a lot this month. Like if you have been paying attention, we covered a lot of stuff. Week 1, I covered mindset. Week 2, I covered the power of the pen. Week 3, I covered, what did I cover week 3? Week 3, I covered all things business. And last week, we covered all thing real estate, all thing building on the land, right? Ownership and occupancy of the land, which is biblical. You own it. It belongs to you. You have got dominion. You have got authority. You have got the power to own, to occupy, to rule, to subdue. It is yours. It is your birthright, right? You just have to take the actions to get there. And then this week, I want to just wrap up legacy, because remember, this whole summer series, it was about legacy building for believers. I'm talking to the believers. I'm talking to the people who know that they came here to serve, to do some things, and as they're here, right, is how do you occupy and have ownership, right? And create an inheritance for your children's children. So this morning, right, I want to talk about how to carry and pass the mantle, like passing the mantle from impact to impartation, right? Passing the mantle. And I chose 2 Kings 2, verse 9 to 14. And this is the first time I'm going to read like 5 verses, because I normally have one single verse of a scripture, maybe 2 the most. But this morning, I feel led to read this to you, right? Because I want you to see where I'm coming from. And I want you to see that we have to create the impact and then impart the impact to others. So I'm in 2 Kings this morning, 2, 9 to 14. When they crossed, Elijah said to Elisha, "Tell me, what can I do for you before I am taken from you?" Good morning, Elder. And Elisha said to him, "Let me inherit a double portion of your spirit." Verse 10, Elijah, "You have asked the difficult thing," Elijah said. "Yet, if you see me when I am taken from you, it will be yours. Otherwise, it will not. Stay awake, stay woke, make sure your eyes are open, make sure you're observing, make sure you are seeing, make sure you're looking in the right places." Verse 11, as they were walking along and talking together, suddenly a chariot of fire and horses of fire appeared and separated the two of them. And Elijah went up to heaven in a whirlwind. Verse 12, Elisha saw this and cried out, my father, the chariots and horsemen of Israel." And Elisha saw him no more. Then he took hold of his garment and tore it in two. Elisha then picked up Elijah's cloak that had fallen from him and went back and stood on the bank of the Jordan. Verse 14, he took the cloak that had fallen from Elijah and struck the water with it. "Where now is the Lord, the God of Elijah?" he asked. When he struck the water, it divided to the right and to the left, and he crossed over. Good morning, Sister Cheryl. All right. So this morning, I want you to see what Elisha did and what Elisha wanted from Elijah, what he asked for, what he saw, what he did, and what he got. What he saw, what he did, and what he received. What he saw, what he took action on, and what he was rewarded with. That's why I chose this passage. So I want you to focus this morning on verse 9, where it says, let me inherit a double portion of your spirit. Today is all about the double portion. You know that this thing is yours, right? You have got to claim it. You've got to ask for it. You got to claim it. You got to declare it. You got to decree it. You got to believe it. You got to take the action and put the foot out on it. That's what I'm talking about today. How to carry and pass that mantle, right? I want you to walk in the mantle you already have. You don't have to go looking and searching for someone else's mantle to borrow. You have your own. Focus on your own mantle. There's nothing that you have to go borrow. You perfect it. You perfect that craft. You perfect what it is that you know you are gifted to do, and stop waiting. Stop waiting. Stop wondering. Stop wishing. Stop hoping. Stop looking at what everybody else is doing and focus on you. Focus on what you have. Focus on what you were supposed to do. Because before you can pass a mantle, you have to own it. You have to own it. Last week, we talked about ownership and occupancy. That is what real estate is all about. Owning it and occupying it, right? And here we are talking about it again as we wrap up this week with legacy building. Before you can pass anything, you've got to own it. I cannot pass on what I don't own. I cannot pass on what I borrowed. I cannot pass on what I stole. I cannot pass on what I wasn't confident in. So before you can pass the mantle of what you're building right now, you have to first own it. What do you own? What do you own? That's a valid question that I want you to think about. What do you own? And accepting your assignment is accepting ownership over the thing that you were given to do, right? We talk about stewardship. I think it was in week 3, right? How do you steward what you have, the gifts, the skills? How do you steward that? How do you steward money? Like I did say, if you cannot steward $100, you cannot ask for 1,000. If you cannot steward $1,000, you can't ask for 10,000. If you can't steward 10,000, you cannot expect to get 100,000. And if you can't steward 100,000, how are you going to steward $1 million? So you keep asking for things. You keep asking God, but you're not stewarding what you have, the little that you have. The one room that you live in, the 1-bedroom apartment, the 2-bedroom apartment. How are you stewarding that? Is it slothful? Is it messy? Is it untidy? How do you keep it? Like, you may think that that's not an issue. It is an issue. If there is mess and things thrown down and, trash and unkempt, if you are asking God to bless you with a home and you can't take care of a 2-bedroom apartment and keep it clean and holy so the Holy Spirit can reside in there with you, how do you expect to get that home that you're asking for? And I know it sounds weird, even crazy, but it is the truth. That is a part of stewardship. Your office, your space that is supposed to give you creativity. What does it look like? Right? Accept your assignment. Accept what God has given you. Accept the influence. Accept the wisdom that you have from your learned and lived experiences. Accept your voice. Accept the space that you're in and make it in such a way that God can enter. And that's even your heart. That's even your inner being. That's even your inner man. Is there unforgiveness? Unforgiveness is clutter. Malice is a clutter. It's a mess. Pride is a clutter. All of those things are unkempt spiritual things that are inside that prevents the Holy Spirit from entering you. And I see this all too often. Too many leaders, too many of us delay the ownership of things because we don't claim it. I don't recall who I was talking to last week. Oh, I know where it is. I was speaking to someone on the real estate side, and we were having this discussion. And she was saying to me, you know what? I don't know why it took me this long to get into real estate. And she said that is what trips her up all the time, her age. And I am like, listen, now that you're here, don't worry about the age. Let that be in the past. Good morning, Yolanda. Let that be in the past. It is no longer an issue. You are here right now. Don't let the age derail you from what you are supposed to do. Yes, you may get tired. Yes, you may feel a little underwhelmed or overwhelmed. Yes, you know that, I'm not as active as I used to be, but God have you here. And he is going to give you the strength. He's going to give you the will. He's going to give you the capacity. He's going to give you everything you need to accomplish this particular thing that you're doing for such a time as this. And I even shared with her what keeps me going is the story about Moses. Because Moses was 80 years old when he had to deliver the purpose that he was created for. He was born specifically for that purpose. That is why his mother, when he was an infant, put him in that basket and sent him down the Nile to prevent, him from being killed. Because Pharaoh was trying to kill all the Jewish children that were 2 years old and younger. He was set apart, set aside for that thing, for his purpose was to get the children of Israel out of Egypt. That was what he was born for. And it took him all the way until 80 years old when he was prepared. And although he thought he wasn't prepared because he didn't want to take that on, because he told the Lord that he stutters, he's slow of speech. And he didn't have the courage and confidence that he could speak to Pharaoh to ask him to let their people go. But that was his gift. That was what he was here for. That was why he was purposed here. But it was 80 years of preparation to get there. And along the way, he had some ups and downs and some challenges. At 40 years old, he killed a man and he ran away. Right? So don't let age deter you from anything. Don't ever feel like it is too late for you to start. Don't ever feel like you've got to look at a number on a Gregorian calendar to determine if you can or cannot do that thing. That's a man-made thing. That's a flesh thing. And once you recognize that that's flesh, that's me just said, no, you are wise. You come with wisdom. You come with experience. You come with all the things that you've learned along the way. You are going to be better for it because of those experiences. But sometimes we delay because of those things. We don't claim it, right? Because we're thinking we're too old, or we think that we're too young, or we think that we don't have what it takes, or we think that it's too hard, or we think that we have to study too much, or we think that it is so much to do, it's overwhelming, and we stop before we even finish. We get frustrated, we get discouraged, and we stop before we move forward. But you can't pass on what you do not own, right? So today I want you to say for this point, point number 1, walk in the mantle you already carry. You don't have to borrow it. You don't have to look at somebody else. You don't have to do whatever. Walk in your genuine authenticity. Walk in you. Walk in Yolanda. Walk in Lexi. Walk in Cheryl. Walk in Louie. Walk in Joan. Walk in your own way. And I want you to say this to yourself. I recognize the weight of what I carry, and I will walk in it with clarity and confidence. I will. Not I'm going to. I will, like now. Start right now. If there's doubt in your mind, any at all, dispel those doubts. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Because sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, here's another day for me to do all these things. Pastor Lexi preached yesterday for our service, and she talked about the parable of the sower and how, this man gave the people that work for him different talents, right? One got 5, one got 2, one got 1. Let's just call it gold. One got 5 bars of gold, one got 2 bars of gold, one got 1 bar of gold, right? And he gave it to them based on their ability. He knew the one that he gave 5 to can work the 5 to get 10. He knew the one that he gave the 2 bars of gold to could work that and get 4. And he knew the ability of the one who he gave 1, right? That if he just put the efforts out, he can turn the 1 into 2. And just like he knew, just like he thought, the one who got 5 doubled it. The one who got 2 doubled it. And the one who got 1 was embarrassed by the 1 and buried it. And what do you think happened? He took the 1, he gave it to the one that got 10, and he cursed the one who buried his gift, his skills, his gold, his talent, right? And then he had the nerve to say, sir, master, you already have enough, right? So do you walk in the confidence and the clarity that you have. Don't hide what it is that you have. Don't hide it. Point number 2, live it out loud and bring others along. That is what we have to do. Knowledge is not to be hidden. Knowledge is not to be, what do I want to say? There's a lot of people that have knowledge of things and refuse to share it with others because they feel as if they're going to take it and run with it and may even do better. So what? So what? You can't hide the knowledge. If you know something can help someone, if you know you have the gift of doing something that can benefit others, why not share that gift? Don't hold on to it. Don't just model excellence. Don't just model your knowledge. Explain it. Share it. Let others learn from it. Let others know that you made some mistakes and then you figure out some methods to fix the thing. Teach it. Share it. Let others know. Invite mentees into your space, right? Mentor some youth. Mentor some emerging leaders into your journey. Show them the how, not just the highlight reel. Show them the how, right? Show them how you got here. Let them know that is how you share the mantle. That is how You go from impact to impartation. Share it, right? If you're good at money, like Pastor Lexi, she wrote a book and she has her cohort. I am helping people self-publish. It's like an oxymoron. I'm a publisher. I want to publish books for people because that's how I get paid. But here I am now teaching people how to publish their own books. But I love that because I see people feeling excited and empowered, knowing that they're going to be able to write as many books as they want to write and publish it on their own the right way. Is that taking something from me? Absolutely not. What I know I'm doing is impacting others so that they can impact others, right? It is this snowball effect. And trust me when I tell you, I'm going to be reaping some way, somehow. I'm not worried that I won't have these people anymore who's going to pay me to publish their books. I'm never worried about that. My desire in life is to impact lives, to change outcomes. How do I impact them so that they can impact others, right? So show them the how, not just the highlight reel. And when Elisha asked Elijah about, let me inherit a double portion of your spirit, Elijah said, you asked me a difficult thing, but if you see me when I'm taken from you, then it will be yours. And so Elisha, as a mentee, stayed glued to Elijah, grabbing onto his cloak. So he has something. He saw it, right? And on Elijah's path, he passed it on. He said, see, look at what I'm showing you. Rinse and repeat it, right? The declaration for point number 2 is this: I live my legacy with transparency so others can grow from my walk. Let me tell you, it is the most incredible and satisfying thing when someone can walk up to you and say, because of you, I did this. Because of you, I wrote a book. Because of you, I wrote several books. Because of you, I turned my book into a business. Because of you, because I saw this, because you do this, because I see you show up, because I see you in different spaces, I know I can do it too. That is the most rewarding thing to hear. You've had to live your legacy with transparency so others can grow from your walk. Point number 3, and I'm wrapping up. Point number 3, be willing to let go so the next person can rise. Be willing to let go of what you know. Be willing to turn it over. Be willing to pass it on. We're talking about legacy here. Legacy is a transference. I'm leaving it to the next generation. I'm leaving it to this next person. I'm leaving it to somebody else. A mantle can't be passed if you're afraid to release it. We hold on to things so much. We have to be the master at it. We've got to own it. We can't let it go. We're so overprotective of it. We don't trust anybody else with it. It can't be that way. A mantle can't be passed if you are afraid to release it. And then I want you to identify who you're pouring into. Pray over them, affirm them, transfer tools and success strategies and blessing to others. And don't bury your brilliance. Don't bury your brilliance like that man with the one talent or that person with the one talent. Don't bury it. Yes, it may look different. Yes, it may not look as glamorous as the one who got 5 and the one who got 2. Yes, you may feel like this is all I got, this little thing here, but it is your brilliance. It's for you to own. It's for you to shine your light with it. Even if it's one thing, even if it's that just one little thing. Don't look at the person who's like over there juggling a million things. Don't look at them. You can be just as brilliant with your one thing, right? Don't bury your brilliance. Leave it for someone else. Teach someone else it. Let them see you shine your light on the mountaintop. Because there's people out there that thinks that they don't have anything. But if they see you with your one thing shining your light, that's an encouragement for them to know that, listen, I can shine my light too. Right? So for the declaration for point number 3, this is what I want you to say to yourself. I release what I've built in capable hands. I release what I've built in capable hands. I'm not afraid to pass on what God gave me. At the end of the day, we're all going to pass on. We're all going to transition from this physical, fleshly being that we are. We all are going to go. What are you leaving? What have you established? What have you done with what you have to continue your legacy? Here's the journal prompt for you today. Who is watching your life that you can potentially pour into? Who is watching your life that you can potentially pour into? What wisdom, what process, or what spiritual authority can you pass on before you leave this earth? Before you leave this earth. Don't have regrets. Don't say I didn't. And you know what? We have a tendency to say, I never saw it in my family. My parents never passed anything on. That's fine. You be the first one to do it. You be the one to take up that mantle. You be the one to break the generational curse. You be the one to break the generational lack. You be the one to be the first entrepreneur in your family. First generation entrepreneur. You be it. But don't think that because I didn't see it back then, I can't be it. That's not true. That's not true. You take up the mantle. You be the first. And you make sure that you're passing something on. If you're not a mother, then pass it on to your nieces and nephew. Pass it on to your godchildren. If you're not a father, pass it on to your nieces and nephew. Pass it on to your godchildren. Pass it on to your stepchildren. Pass it on to somebody in the church. Pass it on to your best friend. But make sure that all of your knowledge, all of your wisdom, all of the gifts, the skills, the talents that God has given you, do not bury it. Pass it on. Pour into others. And that's all I have for you today. All right. So thank you for joining me. It's the last week. Elder Lexi will be with me on Thursday as we close out this legacy building for believers. I hope you enjoyed the session this morning. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. God bless you and have a fantastic day. Listen, Friday is August. What have you done so far? And remember, my next cohort session is in September. If you have a desire to write your book, to write a journal, to write a guide, to write something about something that you have overcame, and you want to get it out into the world, I invite you to join our next cohort session that's coming up at the end of September. We teach you how to write a book in 30 days, build your publishing brand in 30 days, and then launch your book at the end of 60 days. Yeah, that's what we do, right? So if you're interested in joining that, just type cohort in the message box and I will add you to the list for September. God bless you. Love you all. See you soon. Bye, guys.